Good morning, students. Hope you all are staying safe at home. Today we will be starting a new chapter of geography, chapter 2, the interior of the earth. As we have learned that earth is a huge spherical rock and there is many of the things, many layers inside the earth. It is just like the layer of onion where we can see concentric layers which are lying one below the other. Let us learn about the layers of the earth. There are the three main layers of the earth, which is the crust, the mantle, and the core. As we go deeper and deeper towards the center of the earth, the temperature rises so as the pressure increases. Let us learn about each layer. The first is the crust. It is the outermost layer of the earth which forms the surface. It is the thinnest of all the three layers. It can be divided into two parts, the continental crust and the oceanic crust. So, the continental crust is formed from continents and it is mainly composed of two minerals, which is silica and aluminium, and therefore this layer is known as sial. The oceanic crust, it makes up the ocean floor and it is the thinner and denser than the continental crust. So oceanic crust is composed of mainly silica and magnesium and therefore it is known as sima. So we have read about the two layers, sial and sima. Now let us move on to the mantle. As this layer, it lies right below the crust, which is known as the mantle. It is about 2900 km thick and it makes up almost the 3/4 of Earth's volume. It is composed of majorly minerals like silica, iron, magnesium, and aluminium. And based on its composition, the mantle has two parts, the upper mantle and the lower mantle. So now let us move on to it is the innermost layer of the earth and it is made up of mainly two minerals, nickel and iron. And as nickel is known as Ni in its chemical name and iron as Fe, so this layer is known as NiFe, Nife. The core is further divided into the outer and inner core and they are having their different characteristics. Now let us move on to the rocks. As the earth's crust, it is made up of hard, solid rock materials which is known as rocks and it differs based upon their color, sizes and texture. So rocks here can be categorized in three major groups: igneous, sedimentary and metamorphic. Let us learn about igneous rocks. When magma rises towards the crust, it cools down and it solidifies. Okay, whenever the magma rises towards the crust, towards the layer of crust, it cools down and it solidifies there, and there the rocks are being formed when it solidifies, and these are known as igneous rocks. These are also known as primary rocks, which can be further divided into two groups: extrusive rocks and intrusive rocks. The name only suggests that the magma which flows out onto the surface of the earth through volcanic eruptions as lava, there it cools and there it solidifies, and here the rocks are formed are known as extrusive rocks. Here again, moving on to intrusive rocks, these are formed when magma gets trapped under the crust and it cools down there, it solidifies there. So the crystals which are being made by cooling magma there, it is known as intrusive rocks because it is under the surface of the earth. Now let us move on to sedimentary rocks. Over the time, when rocks these get broken down into smaller fragments, these are known as sediments. These sediments, they are being transported, we can say they are being moved from one place to another and they get deposited by different agents like wind, water and rain. Or we can say here, over the time, by deposition, these sediments, they get compressed, they get hardened under pressure, and because of different temperature, these solidifies and it forms sedimentary rocks. So here the rocks, they are in layers, that is known as strata, and therefore they are also known as stratified rocks. Here these rocks, they are generally porous and they are softer than the igneous rocks. Limestone is an example, and we can say fossils are also the common feature of sedimentary rocks. Now let us move on to metamorphic rocks. Sometimes when igneous and sedimentary rocks they transform under heat and pressure, a new kind of rock is formed and is known as metamorphic rocks. So for example, when a rock is being exposed to intense heat and pressure, it changes. Okay, this for example limestone, it changes into marble, so it is a metamorphic rock. Now let us study about minerals. The rocks, which are composed of different naturally occurring substances, they are known as minerals. They are having unique chemical composition and they are having different physical properties. They are classified into two, metallic and non-metallic minerals. Metallic minerals are generally, they are mainly found in igneous rocks and they are having high content of metal in it. They are known as ores. So copper, bauxite, these are examples of metallic minerals. Here non-metallic minerals on the other hand, they are not having a metallic content into it. Limestone, mica, they are examples of non-metallic minerals and they are majorly found in sedimentary rocks. Let us move on to fossil fuels. As we all know that fossil fuels, they are important sources of energy which is found in sedimentary rocks. These are formed as a result of decomposition of fossils. What are fossils? They are the dead remains of plants and animals which are being buried deep into the earth's crust. So now, as we have read about rocks, minerals and fossil fuels, let us learn about their uses. So rocks, they are mainly used in construction, as you have all seen that majorly for construction we need rocks. They are also used to make building blocks, cement, concrete, etc. They are used in industries. Rocks such as marble and soapstone, they are used to make sculptures. Minerals, they are the source of important metals such as iron, gold, aluminium, copper, silver, which is used to make different things. For example, iron ore is used to make steel. Most of the energy we use, it comes from fossil fuels. So they are also used for various activities like in cooking, driving vehicles and running factories, etc. Let us now read about the rock cycle. As the formation of all rocks, it starts from magma which is deep inside the earth. It cools down to form igneous rocks. They are brought onto the surface of the earth due to movements like folding and faulting, and after millions of years these rocks they break down due to weathering, erosion, which form the sediments, which form the small pieces of rocks. These are being transported by wind, water or different agents and they are deposited in layers. Over the time, when they get compressed, when they get hardened, they form sedimentary rocks. Here again, under the high pressure and temperature, igneous and sedimentary rocks, these are being transformed into metamorphic rocks. So movements of the earth, they push metamorphic rocks deep into the mantle where they change back into molten magma and they get solidify again into igneous rocks. So again this cycle will continue where igneous will change into sedimentary and then sedimentary and igneous rocks will change into metamorphic rocks. Then again into magma and the cycle goes on from one form of rock to another, and this continuous cycle is known as the rock cycle. So students, here's an interesting activity for you. You have to collect different types of rocks and you have try to classify them as igneous, sedimentary and metamorphic rocks. You can give your reason for classifying these rocks into certain categories. So students, enjoy the activity, keep learning and have a good day ahead.